Watch it all fall, beginning of calm. The storm has been brewing and who can I call? I'm back on my path, been broken in half, fulfilling the dream. Now look how they laugh. They thought it was over, had nothing to give. Gave them my soul, I put on the show, but still on the low. They said I wouldn't make it, they hated I find the strength of my mind. You struggle been real, but look how I shine. I'm struggling still, but I'm on my grind. I thought it was water, but it looked like rain. Please understand all my joy and my pain. Hello, listener. Inconsistently Consistent Podcast. I'm Erik, better known as Everything Real Is Known. Back for season 6. You know, I'm back, but the biggest thing about me stepping away from the microphone and just like leaving this shit alone is coming back to doing it. It's like, it's not as easy as it seems. I know most people think that it's like training wheels. You just get back on the bike and you just do what the fuck it is that you do. But that is not the case with me. Because everything that I'm going through, it's like I have to record it in some type of a way so I can come back to do the show. And then what if like nothing is happening in my life, then what the fuck do I do, right? So the biggest thing for me to come back to doing this is just the fact that I have to have something to talk about. And I think between season to season to season, I definitely had to understand that a little bit better as I got better at this. So every time I come back, I'm always like, damn, it took me such a long time to come back. And I'm like all over the place. I'm like antsy as fuck like a little kid. But I decided this time to just kind of let you in as the listener to let you know that, man, it's really hard to fucking come back to doing this shit every single month because sometimes, you know, it's not like riding a bike or it's not like, you know, fucking training wheels. I have to come back and be better than the last time. I'm setting a standard for myself. I have a standard to set. I have a bar to hit. Okay? That's just me. I put pressure on my own self. And that's one thing that I wanted to talk about. I put pressure on my own self. You know what? This episode should be Erik putting pressure on his own self. That's what it should be fucking called. But here's the thing. When I stepped away in full fucking force of the 5th season, feeling like, man, I really did such a great job with this season, and I want to capitalize off this, right? I went beyond the fucking sponsorship. I went beyond the whole fact that I have my clothing line attached to this shit. I went beyond trying to get out of my office. I went beyond trying to do any of these things. I thought I was fucking Superman at this point in time. So I decided to move the whole podcast, the whole Weird Recording Studios. I decided to move that into its own special space, right? I thought I was that bad. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take this shit on the road and I'm going to go somewhere else to where I can have my own space. But wait, there's more, right? I didn't want the space just to be for me. I wanted to open this space up for other creators. I wanted to branch out and show other creators what I've learned and then try to teach them kind of like a master class of podcasting and shit. Because listen, just because I get up here on this mic and I talk my shit and I go back and forth and I let y'all in a little bit doesn't always mean that I know exactly what the fuck I'm doing. It took a lot of hard work. As I told you in the 5th season, I went to a lot of YouTube university to kind of learn my craft and learn this shit. And not only that, right? There's times where you fuck up and you have to go back and re-record shit. So let me let you in, listener. This is my 2nd attempt recording this first episode of the 6th season. The first one was kind of like a throwaway and my lighting wasn't right. And I was like, God damn it, like I got to do this shit again. So it was kind of a mixed bag of me just testing shit out. But now that I feel like I got my bearings, now that I feel like I got my strength back, okay, my cape is hanging back here. Now that I feel like I got that, now I feel like I can open up to you and kind of let you in on where I've been and what I've been doing. So like I was telling you before, right? I hate to jump around, but that's just how it goes, okay? So I wanted to take this show to bigger and better heights, right? So I started looking for all these different places. And I'm going to be honest with you. One thing that I did come across, like, you know, back in the day, it probably still happens, but I'm going to say back in the day, you know, when Jerome calls for an apartment or a house and he says, do you have anything to rent? And the landlord's like, nope,
I hear a Jerome, I hear a black man over the phone. Nope, it's not happening. So I thought with my name, I was going to be able to get in places that, that shut the regular motherfuckers down. One, okay? But when they seen me in the flesh, because, right, I had to go look at these places, it was always an automatic no for whatever fucking reason. But the main thing, or the main reason that I kept bumping my head on, which I had to learn, was the terminology, right? It's just real slick terminology that they throw at you, right? You might see a place and they might be like, yeah, this place is like $500 a month. It's great. It's great square footage for you. If it's just you and you're doing your thing, yeah, this will be great for you. And we're recording, yeah, hell yeah, I want to see you grow. It was always a great idea for the people that I was introducing this to, whether it be the real estate or the real estate agent, right? Then I get there. Then I see the place, then I fall in love with it, and then they hit me with terminology like triple N before I get ready to sign contracts. I'm like, triple N? What the fuck is a triple N? I'm noticing that you told me at the beginning that this was $500, and now this shit has jumped up to $1,500 a month, and what is this? Right? So I had to learn the terminology like the back of my hand. There's triple net and then there's FSGs. I know I'm probably throwing these acronyms at you and you probably are like, what the fuck are you talking about? I have nothing to do with this. I'm not looking for a new space, right? But you might know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that is trying to get into the podcasting space. And I wanted to be the catalyst, right? I wanted to be the guy who rocket shipped to fucking helping people out. I know I'm probably not the first person, but I'm the first person that looks like me, all right? That is trying to do this shit. So here it is. All the terminology that got thrown at me with the triple N's, where it would just triple is what it really, really boils down to. Everything is triple, right? So if you got a $500 base monthly rent, that shit's tripling with insurance and with protection, and the landlord doesn't want to be responsible, and there's a whole bunch of other shit that you're signing up for just to get into that space. But it was crazy, right? Because I was trying to do this at a time where the real estate in the market, I should just say the market, not the real estate, but the market was fucked up. It was upside down. But I thought I was an exception to the rule. I'm an exception to the rule. I can bust through anything. I can do anything, right? Because this is how the fifth season left me feeling. It left me feeling like I could do anything. I had shared some things. I didn't cry on my fifth season. I kept from crying. There was a couple of times that I thought I was going to shed some tears just based off of my life and where it was going. I thought, I was going to end it on some tears, but I didn't. I kept it together. I didn't cry, right? But I thought I was an exception to the rule. I thought I was going to be the one to break through and do this where there was other people that did it, but they wasn't going to do it like me. I'm different. Anytime, listen, listener, anytime I go into something, this is the head that I go in with. I go in with the same head that's feeling like, hey, I'm different and I'm gonna do this shit different. It could be the same shit. It could be the same rap. It could be the same shit a motherfucker is saying to you. But listen, I'm different. I'm the exception to the rule. You're gonna love me doing this shit. So that's what I went in with, that thought, right? And I had so many walls and so many blockades in front of me that I was just like, what the fuck is this going on? Like, why can't I just get a space and deck it out the way that I want to and just really do what it is that I wanted to do? I wanted to be able to provide a space for other creators, other podcasters, or it could be just the fact that you want to record a commercial or something like that. I wanted to deliver myself to other creators and kind of build this community. It didn't work out when I was asking y'all at the end of the show, hey, if you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that might be able to help me out, in the meantime, green time, please help me out. You know who came to the rescue with a lot of this shit? No cap. A lot of this shit came from AI. And I'm not ashamed to say it. A lot of the help ended up coming from AI, which is crazy because I didn't think AI would be smart enough to know. And let me back up because I know I'm throwing. This episode should be called acronyms and the shit Erik thought he could do but really couldn't. But look, AI, if you've been under a rock and you just don't know what the fuck AI is, that's artificial intelligence, right? So they have different programs that can do many things for you on the fly, right? So I had a problem with editing. Not necessarily a problem. It's just time consuming and it takes a lot of time to edit. So I got AI to get busy and start editing my shit. So that was one thing. If I needed a different voice to do my commercials or do something different when I'm trying to advertise to you, AI stepped in and helped me with that. So I didn't necessarily get a lot of people that stepped up to the plate to want to help me as much as I got a lot of AI influenced stuff that came out. And I know you guys have seen it like a bajillion, gazillion fucking times. It's probably come across your feed through like Instagram or Facebook or what have you. You've seen that they could take your face and change it into fucking, you know, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm victim of it too, because I did it too. I made myself look like a fucking statue, a porcelain statue. I was like, oh yes, I want to look like a fucking Roman god. It didn't really work out because of my hair and the curl. It didn't really work out. Made me look like a fucking fake Superman, if I'm being quite honest with you right now. So it didn't work out for me, and it made my chest muscles look all shiny, like I was like I was dipped in wax. Like I definitely looked ridiculous. But hey, nevertheless, I did it, right? So with that being said, I let AI take over and help me out in a few different areas with what I'm doing here. And that's what's going to continue to help me in the 6th season of Inconsistently Consistent. Now, back to the real estate, back to finding a space for weird recording studios, like back to that. Now, that in itself was a challenge, right? But where the challenge came in at is the terminology and the fact that I feel like it was my skin color, right? Because I would go see these different places and I'm thinking these people just want to sell a spot. And I got beat out every single time, which was weird to me. And it shut me down and put me in a defeated fucking mood for a little while, because I'm like, how come I couldn't find this space that I've been looking for such a long time? Why is this not happening for me? And it was pissing me off to the point where I would go home and sit and sulk for days on end and just not want to be around anybody and just be pissed off at the whole wide world because this wasn't happening for me. I'm that type of guy. I'm that type of Cancer. I am selfish. I am sensitive than a motherfucker when it comes to my shit. I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to put that out there and let you know. This Cancer is sensitive about his shit in my Erykah Badu voice. Okay, now, once I got past those hurdles, then I had to look at the market and why it wasn't happening for me there. And so with the market being so fucked up, that's why the prices were so high. And with the prices being high, they wanted to go ahead and triple the shit if it wasn't an FSG loan, right? FSG is just pretty much standard just for landlord is going to be involved in so many different ways. You have a set amount, and that's all you pay per month. But see, with some of these FSGs, right, they didn't look the best. So it was a whole lot of sprucing up that I would have had to do. I just couldn't win. I could not win for the life of me. And it really pissed me off and put me in a bad mood. But I'll tell you this. I was talking with my mom and I was having a conversation with her, and I was telling her all the shit that I was going through in regards to why I couldn't find this spot, why I couldn't do this. And she said something to me that kind of threw me off. Y'all know, towards the end of the 5th season, towards, middle to the end of the 5th season, my mother has been telling me these things that she sees, these affirmations. She's been manifesting things, right? And I mean, she tells me what she's thinking and, and how she's feeling and what I should be on the lookout for, right? And so she tells me, your next spot is probably going to be inside of the home that you get, your new home. And I tell her, I said, Mom, well, the thing is I'm trying to get out of my office. I don't want to be in my office. I want to be in a different space. COVID was kind of slowing down. I didn't want people to come into my house. So that was that. I didn't want people coming into my house or trying to be inside of this office that I had made shift out of a room. To be weird recording studios. I didn't want that. I wanted my own separate spot where people could come, and then I can also have other creators come in and rent out the spot and so forth and what have you. But she tells me this, and I kind of throw it away like, Okay, yeah, my mom is just talking to me. She just says that, whatever. I just throw it away. And lo and behold, here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. The Weird Studios is right back in my right back in my own space. I am not accepting people into my space just yet. So we're still on that path to trying to get to where I would like to go with being able to provide a space for other creators. I'm not there yet, but I definitely am still striving for that. I just want to wait until the market is just a little bit better. I think that would be the key for me, and it would definitely help out the show. We're looking a little bit more professional. Let's be honest. I want to look a little bit more professional. I want to take it to the next level. I want to take it to the next step. Right? So these are the things that I have planned for myself that I would like to do over this next season, maybe into season 7. Maybe we might get there by season 8. I don't know. I'm still just working shit out. But it's always hard to come back to doing this every single season and let you guys in just a little bit more into my life and what is going on, just because it's so much that is going on. And I'm like, how do I put this shit into words? How do I just get on the mic, grab the mic, and just put this shit into words? Sometimes it can be tough, and sometimes it can be very easy, right? I think you just got to you got to knock the jitters off before you get into it and before you get into the mode of actually doing it. So you just got to knock the jitters off. And sometimes I just need to knock the jitters off. Everybody's like, when's the next season coming? When you coming back? When you coming back? When you coming back? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm still just, I'm waiting for the inspiration to hit me. I gotta feel it. I gotta manifest it. I gotta feel it inside my bones. I gotta feel it in my sleep when I wake up, walk and talk. I gotta feel it like that. And I guess now I feel it. So, so listen. I want to thank you guys for sticking with me. I want to thank you guys for hanging in there. I know sometimes the breaks can be a little longer between the seasons, but that's just because I want to bring it to you guys right. I would like to get better. I'm working on getting better. So I know my pattern. I know what I'm doing. I know how I want to make this go. I know how I want to make this look as well. So there's a lot of it going into that, right? I have the help of AI. And let me be the first. Let me backtrack on that. Let me touch on that. Let me be the first to tell you all, because I told you guys before that my crazy thoughts, right? I'm thinking outside the box, and I'm thinking, you know what? AI and robots is going to take this whole shit over. And I remember I used to be laughed at. You're fucking crazy. Now, I'm literally sitting here telling you that AI is helping me produce this fucking show. I don't have an actual person. I have AI helping me produce this shit out of this show. How about that, right? It's just, I told you so, but I just needed to wait for it to happen. So then that way I can come back and say, I told you so. But, but listen, I don't claim to be some future teller or something like that, but I just know when I know when I know. And again, they show you enough shit in the movies, like, to let you know that what's getting ready to happen. You just got to watch for what's happening in the movies. You just got to watch for the signs and how they play it. Hollywood knows how the fuck we finna look. They just giving it to us in small doses. So if you pay attention to the movies and TV shows, you will understand the way that we are all shifting and moving as people. They give you a glimpse. They let some of the little shit get out the bag every now and again, and then give you an opportunity to see it. And then you got to go back and rewind and be like, oh shit, they told us about that. That's how I am right now. I'm living in it right now, right? To where I have my hands. Ooh, this is really good. I have my grip. Yeah. I have my grip on the future, and the future looks bright. It really does. The future looks bright. And I know just as well as you know that we are going to get this space. We're going to get this space through support. We're going to get this space through talking to one another and somebody reaching out to me and saying, hey, I got a space. You need a space. How can we make this work? So it's all about networking as well. And I know that. So it's just a matter of time, to be real honest with you. This is what it looks like now. This is what it looks like for season 6. I'm not mad about the way that it looks now. I'm actually pretty happy with the way that it looks now, because it does give me a little bit more freedom than what I had before. So I know I touched on something, and I know I'm gonna get some questions in there. They're like, you're in a new place, you're in a new house. How did that happen? And where's everybody else? So yeah, there's time for that. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna let you in slowly into what's been taking place and all the changes that have been taking place in my life as of recent, right? There's a lot of shit. And also too, I have to be in the right mood to bring it to you. If I am not in the right mood to bring it to you, it will not come off right. If I'm trying to dial it in, it will not come off right. I already know this as me, as a person, and who I am. If I try to dial this shit in, it will not work. So I have to really be feeling it before I actually give you guys this show, and before I actually go on this 10-week process to where I am giving you a piece of me 30 minutes at a time, or 20 minutes, or however long, depending on how long it goes. Listen, I just want to let you in a little bit by little. Hopefully, you can understand where I'm coming from, and you can appreciate where I'm coming from. It's not only as a creator, but as an artist. And as I said before, it comes with support, and it comes with people talking to one another about the show and just putting it out there. So if you've been rocking with me this long, up to season 6, thank you. I appreciate it. You know it only gets better from here. You know I'm a push to make sure that it gets better from here. I want to thank all of my listeners for tuning into the show and providing me with feedback, and also talking to me about the show and what they like, what they dislike, what they do like. It's just me. To be honest with you, it is just me. I know I was trying to go into this whole water thing, and I had this whole thought of, like, water and being zen, and trying to chill the fuck out and trying to bring it to you in another way, listen to the sound of my voice. Like, I was trying to be on some shit like that, and it just did not work. To be honest with you, it did not work. So I had to figure this out, and I had to bring it to you as the waves were coming, right? Because we might be out in the middle of the ocean, but there's waves, there's storms, there's things that happen along the way that make you say, damn, I wish I had a bigger boat. I wish I had a bigger raft. I wish I had something to protect me a little bit more. And sometimes we just get washed out depending on how it goes. But listener, thank you so much for listening to me and listening to my life. Because, I mean, who the fuck am I, right? I'm just some guy, right? I'm just some guy talking about his life and where he's at this point in life. So I appreciate everybody for rocking with me, and for staying with me, and for listening to me, my crazy rhetoric. Maybe you got something out of it, maybe you didn't. Either way, I hope you enjoyed yourself. I'm sure your ears will thank your brain later. Inconsistently consistent. I'm out.